Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the love and support you've been giving me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming here again. So today's video is going to be a quick one. I'm going to talk about some F1 visa interview questions you should prepare on before presenting yourself in front of a visa officer. Yes, this video is going to be a very quick one. Just stick and stay with me, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share my YouTube video so other people can also get the information that they need. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. So now a lot of people talk about how the Canadian visa process is different from the US visa process. Yes, it's seriously different. There are a whole lot of differences. Yeah, with the Canadian visa, you have to write a statement of purpose, like I said in my previous video. So I read my statements of purpose out in my previous video, and I know you've already watched it. If you haven't watched it, you can just go back and then watch it just so you get an idea of how the Canadian statement of purpose is written. And so yeah, it answers the same questions here: who you are generally, why Canada, why the program, your ties to the home country, your financial capability, and all that. Now the US visa interview also answers all those questions, just that you stand in front of the visa officer to talk about all these things, to convince them that you really deserve the F1 visa. And so yeah, I decided to do my research, and I came up with 5 categories or 5 elements that you should prepare on. And these 5 elements are the basic elements that all the questions you are being asked at the visa interview, okay, is asked from. And so the first point is study plan. Now they just want to know your study plan. What are you really going to do? What does the program entail? What do you really want to do after you are done with school and all that? It's a very important point. Now the second point is your university choice. They want to know why you chose that particular university, and yes, what motivated you to choose that university as your choice of universities, because there are a lot of universities in the USA. So why that particular universities? There are even a lot of universities in the world in general. So why that particular university? And so yeah, the third point is academic capability. They really want to be sure that you deserve that particular admission. So your academic capability is very important to them. And the fourth point is your financial status. Your financial status is very important. Can you take care of yourself when you are granted your visa? Yes, that is a very major element they look at. Now the fifth point is your post-graduation plans. Now the fifth point answers your ties to your home country and all that. What do you plan to do? This is a temporary visa, so you should have it in mind that yes, you are only going to stay in the USA temporarily and then come back to your home country. So yes, they just want to ascertain that you know that this is a temporary visa and you're not planning to overstay your welcome. Yeah, you're not planning to do that. So yes, and once I'm done with these elements, as we go on to the questions that you should prepare on, you're going to realize that all these questions I'm going to talk about are going to be linked to these 5 major elements. Now the first question is, why are you here? This question is very important. You have to know why you are there, and then this question answers a whole lot of the points I stated. My model answer, I believe, answers your study plan, it answers the university choice, it answers your post-graduation plans. So you are just left with your financial status and your academic capability. And I believe that yes, it even answers your academic capability to a particular point. And so why are you here? My model answer will be that I'm here to be interviewed for an F1 visa to study masters in, let's say, French at the University of Florida, in order to pursue my long-term career goal of being a lecturer when I return to my home country after my studies. I told you that yes, I have post-graduation plans. I plan to return to my home country. I've also told you that yes, I have a study plan. I have a particular university that I've chosen. I believe that I have the academic capability. That's why I'm presenting myself in front of you. And then yes, so I've answered almost 4 points here, which is very important. And I believe that this sets the mood for all the other questions. If they see your confidence level is high, if they realize that yes, you really know what you're talking about, then it makes the rest of the questions very easy. Now the second question will be, why the USA? Now this question can be asked in a lot of ways. Why the university? Why USA? Why not another particular country? So personally for me, they asked me why not France, because we all know France is the hub for French programs. So why not France? So this particular question, okay, I believe the model answer will be to use the university route. So yes, I chose the USA because of the particular university, because of the university's facilities, because of a particular professor, because of a particular research that I want to work on, which aligns with the research of the lecturers in that particular department. So yeah, using the university route makes it easier for you, just so you don't sound cliche, because the university, why the USA is something that everybody knows USA. Yes, why is it special to you? Why did you choose the USA? So I chose USA because of the particular school. And so sometimes I believe that when you answer it through this point, it just makes them know that you know what you want and you know what you're going in for. Now, why the particular program is very important, you're just letting them know that yes, you have the academic credentials to do that particular program. Okay, you also you're motivated to do the program. Probably you are currently working in that area, you need more qualifications to be able to work better in that area, or you have a particular long-term goal of working with that particular certificate you are going to acquire in the USA. So it's very, very important. I believe why the program, you can talk about the fact that you are currently working in this particular area, and then that part of getting that particular program or getting masters in that program is going to equip you with the needed skills to be able to resume your role, or to be able to continue your role as this and to pursue your long-term career goal of that. So you talk about what motivated you. For me, I've always loved that program. I've always loved French. I've always done French throughout my educational journey, and so it makes sense that I would want to pursue French. And also what I currently do is linked to French. Getting that particular credential or that qualification is going to give me the needed skills to be able to work in my area and to pursue my long-term career goal of being a lecturer in French. So yeah, it makes sense. Now the next question I'm going to talk about is, where do you work and what do they do? It's very, very important. Sometimes they just want to know if what you are doing currently links with what you want to do in the USA, just so they know if you have a particular reason, like you have a very strong tie to your home country. So yes, if you are, example, working in customer service and you want to do something in public relations, then it should be linked. Why should that be given to you? Is it that there's probably a particular position that they want to promote you for, and so you need to get that particular qualifications to come back and resume or to further or receive that particular promotion? You just have to be able to convince them that you really know what you want, and you just have to let them know what the company does. You should know what your company does. Like, you just have to be very, very articulate. You should know how to talk and how to convince with this particular question. This is not asked a lot of times, but I believe some people get this particular question, especially if they see the company name and they are not really sure of what the company does. They are just curious to know what they do, and then that is the chance for you to also convince them that what your company does is linked to what you're going to do in the USA. And so you've given yourself an alibi there, because yeah, you are just letting them know that you have ties to your home country, which is very, very important. Now, how many universities did you apply for? You shouldn't be scared to let them know the number of universities you applied for. Having friends in this country has made me realize that a whole lot of citizens in Canada and other places, from other places as well, okay, they apply for as much as 10 schools, and that it just shows your motivation to pursue further studies. There's nothing wrong with that, just that you don't have to talk much if you're not being asked. If they ask you how many universities did you apply for, confidently say the number of universities you applied for. If they've not asked you to state the particular universities, you don't talk about them. But if they go further to ask you the particular universities you applied for, you state them confidently and you let them know the reason why you applied for those particular universities. So you can let them know that you really did a research on the universities. They had the program you wanted, they had the courses you wanted. All those particular universities courses, their course components was like suited your what you really wanted to do in the USA, and so you felt like you should apply for all those universities. Sometimes they go further to ask you how many accepted, how many rejected. Please be truthful. Just let them know the number of people that accepted and the number of schools, that rejected you. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I always say, just be confident about your answers. That proves a point. That makes them know you're a very honest person. And also, when you are being confident, just find a way to incorporate the fact that yes, those particular universities really meant a lot to you because they had the course components you were looking for, and then they had all the credentials that would have made you a better person. Just so it doesn't look like you were just applying because you were too desperate to come to the USA. No, don't do that. So now, do you have travel experience? This is a question that is asked. It's not asked by a lot of visa officers, but it's also asked. Travel experience, just let them know. If you don't have any travel, like international travel experience, kindly let them know about your local travel experiences. Moving from Ghana to Togo is a travel experience. Moving from Ghana to Nigeria is a travel experience. Moving from Ghana to any other African country, or moving from Nigeria to any other African country is a travel experience. Don't limit your travel experience to just international travels. No, just let them know that yes, you've moved from country to country and you always return to your home country. So yeah, it's also, it's also a point there. It's also very, very important for you to know that. Now, some of them can ask you to tell them something about your school. It's very, very important to do so. Just know some major important facts about your school. It could be some awards they've gotten when they were founded, certain important charity organizations that they are involved in, some charity work they're involved in, what the school entails, their programs, what they've been doing currently, just so they know that yeah, you are fully motivated to go in for this particular school because you really know everything about the school. Yeah, some of them will ask you where the school is located. Yeah, very, very important. You talk about where the school is located. Now they can go and ask you what is the mascot of your school. Like this, like just like I said earlier, this is just for them to know that yeah, you know what your school is about and you really know your school. So it's very, very important for you to answer those questions very well. Now, the other questions they can ask you is, how did you attain your admission? Okay, or take us through your admission process. So this is just a way for them to ascertain that you have the particular points I listed. That's the third point, academic capability. Now they just want to be sure that yeah, you really deserve that admission. They just want to know that you really deserve that admission. So you just let them know that yes, you went to the school's website, you researched, you realized that their courses was the best for you. Okay, you submitted this, that, your transcripts, your certificate, and all the needed requirements, even a sample, like a research sample, just for them to ascertain that you have the research capability as well. You can actually do scholarly work and research. And so you did all that. Okay, you submitted, you heard back from them, they probably called you for an interview, you did that interview, you heard back from them, and then they give you the admission. And so yeah, letting them know that you know all the steps you took to get your admission, make them know that yeah, you really deserved it, and make them know that yeah, you are really motivated to go in for that program, and no one sitting somewhere did it for you, and you are not just appearing in front of them for just a visa interview after getting somebody to apply on your behalf. So yes, it's very, very important for you to ascertain that fact. The next question is, how are you going to finance your education? So this is a very, 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 very important question. And at this point in time, if you have a full ride scholarship, if you have a full scholarship, then you should, convince them, okay, let them know that yeah, you have the full scholarship, but you actually got it because you deserve it. And then if you don't have a full ride scholarship, you let them know the scholarship you have, and then how you are going to probably take care of your other expenses. So a model answer could be like, after a rigorous application process and after maybe an interview to assess your qualification, you were awarded a teaching assistantship, a full teaching assistantship offer that takes care of your school fees, that is your tuition fees and your living expenses for the entire duration of your studies. Now, if you have a deficit, then you can say you got a particular scholarship of this amount that is going to take care of your studies, and you have a deficit of that will be taken care of maybe you yourself or maybe by a family member of that. Now you mention the name of the person, you definitely have to mention the deficit. But sometimes if your deficit is too huge, a tip is do not mention your deficit if you are not being asked. They have the I-20, so you can say the deficit will be taken care of by my uncle, who is in the person of that and that. So whoever is sponsoring you, whoever is taking care of the deficit, you should mention the person. And you should also talk about what the person does. Why is the person, choosing you as the one to sponsor for the education? So if it's your uncle, probably your uncle knows your long academic achievements and feels like this is a way for him to invest in your education or your future career goal. So make that known. Let them know that yes, this is somebody, or example, this is somebody that has been taking care of you throughout your educational experiences. And so when you had this particular school and this particular funding, he felt like, why not help you study your 2-year program or your 4-year PhD program in the USA just so you can achieve your career goal? That is also very, very important. This is a very, very important question. How are you going to finance your education? They ask it in several ways. Who is going to sponsor you? Who is going to take care of your deficits? There are a whole lot of ways they ask this question, but the most important thing is you should know that this is what they want to ask. They just want to find out if you have the financial capability to take care of yourself in the USA. Now the next question is, sometimes, where is your school located? They just want to be sure if you know where your school is located. The mascot of your school, they just want to know if you know something about the school. Sometimes they can even go to the extent of asking you, tell us something about your school. So that is also very important. You should know the basic information about your school, when your school was founded, certain things that your school has involved themselves in, some charitable things they do, generally things going on in your school in general, the mascot of your school, where it's located and all that, the number of programs and everything. You can just summarize something and have it at your fingertips. Just so they ask you, can you tell us something about your school, you would know what to say. So it's a very, very important question. Now they can also ask you that, take us through the 2-year master's degree program, or if it's a doctorate degree program, but the 4-year doctorate degree program or something in the university of your choice. Now this particular question is just for them to ascertain, okay, the fact that you really know what your school is about, you know what your program is about. And what I would say is the model answer to this question is, one, you should know the master's degree program or the PhD program you're going to do. You should know the courses, you should know the credit hours, you should know how long it's going to take. So if you have coursework and you have research components, you should know when your coursework, the duration of your coursework, the duration of your research work, probably an estimation of your graduation time and all that. You should have those at your fingertips. So I would say that probably my master's degree program has a 1-year coursework component, and I'm going to undertake courses like that, and that. These courses count for whatever credit hours. The total credit hours requirement for my program is this. Now the rest of the credit hours will be taken care of by my research. So the research also counts for this particular credit hours. I'll be working with this researcher and this research and this and that and that and that. And so yes, this is just how to answer that particular question. You just have to let them know that you know the program you're going to pursue, you know everything about that program. They just want to be sure that you're really motivated to study in the country and you're not just anyone who wants to find a way to enter the USA, which is wrong. So yeah, you just have to convince them that yes, you really motivated, you know what your program is about, and you really know what you're about. Yes, so that is one important question. Yes, one other question that is very, very important is, what do you plan to do after your master's degree program? Now this is just to ascertain your ties, the ties to your home country. What do you want to do after your master's degree program? You should be very frank here. If you are currently working in Ghana and you are getting probably a leave to go study in the USA, then you should know that this is a temporal visa, and so you should be ready to return to your home country. So you should let them know what you're going to do when you return. So I'm going to return to resume my role and to pursue my long-term career role, or my long-term career goal, to be at this and that and that. This is a perfect answer. You're letting them know that yes, you're going to resume your role and pursue a long-term career goal. If you probably want to do any other thing, you should state it. but I would say that this is a temporal visa. You should know that you are supposed to be in the US for temporary reasons. So if you are not going to be in the US for temporary reasons, then the study visa is not something you should go in for. You should be very frank, you should be very truthful in all aspects of your application. So now the other ways they can also, ascertain your your ties to the country and all that is, do you have any family relatives or anybody at all in the USA? So now if you don't have anybody in the USA, you can tell them that, oh yes, you know someone. You don't have any family personally, but you know someone in the USA, the director whom you've been speaking to during your admission process. Okay, you know her because she helped you ascertain or probably obtain your I-20, obtain everything, pay for your service fee and all that. You can let them know that. But if you have a family in the USA, please be truthful. You might never know where they might have written your name in one of their documents. Is going to pop up and they are going to know that you are related to this person. I believe that in all aspects of this application process, truthfulness is just the best. Just be honest in all aspects. So you let them know that yes, you have a family relationship, probably a family relative or anybody at all in the USA. Just let them know who that person means to you. So if that person is an uncle, yeah, that person is a maternal uncle. He has been in the US for a long time, and he probably is a citizen and blah blah blah. But you should also explain, you should let them know that yes, even though you have the uncle, that is not your motivation for coming to the USA. Okay, you should let them know that you should ascertain your ties at that particular point in time. You have a career, you've taken a leave, you'll be going back to your career, and you also want to pursue a long-term goal of being that and that and that. So let them know that yes, you have a relative, yes, but that doesn't stop you from following the rules of your visa, the temporal reasons for your visa. So yes, there's many more other questions that you could be asked in any visa interview, but especially in the US F1 visa interview. These questions are questions that you should have at your fingertips. You should have these questions at your fingertips because it's very, very important for you to have them. And like I said, just a recap, there are 5 major things they want to look at. The first is your study plan. Second is your university choice. Third is your academic capability. Fourth is your financial status. And fifth is your post-graduation plans. Do not forget to prepare on anything that comes to mind under these 5 points. Just write it down, prepare on it. Have interview sections with friends, with families, with anybody at all that you can have interview sections with. Join groups. If you find groups, though, join them. Talk to friends, let friends interview you, let professors interview you, let people interview you, just so you know that you are ready to stand in front of a visa officer. And one important thing to note is that don't be shy, don't be anxious. They are just like us. They are human beings. They just want to be sure that you really have good reason for entering the USA. They are not there to scare you, they are not there to hurt you. And yes, just so I end this this video, I'm also going to give a disclaimer. I'm only giving my personal experiences that other people have shared with me personally, and also other experiences I've seen online. So please, this is not to say that these are the questions that they would ask alone. There are other questions they ask that might have not been stated in this video. Just do your research, look at other people's videos as well, and then get people to interview you and better yourself. And yes, go with confidence. And I'm really saying that if you do that, you're going to get your F1 visa approved and you're going to study and achieve your career goals. Thank you so much for coming here, for watching this video. I love you so much. Thank you so much for supporting me. Yeah, leave a comment, let me know your experience too. If you've already obtained your F1 visa, let me know about your experience. You can also probably share how you would have personally answered certain questions yourself, and you can also add some questions in the comment section as well. Thank you so much. You can connect with me in my email. I think I stated my email in my description, and so you can just go there, get my email, and then send me a message if you really need to connect with me. You can also connect with me on all my social media handles. It's also in my description, my main channel description page, and so you can check it out. Thank you so much for coming. I love you all. Bye bye.